Most Americans feel broke. 80% live paycheck to paycheck, and inflation keeps squeezing budgets. But you can fight back. I'm Steph from Moneyverse, and in the next 7 minutes, I'll show you 7 simple habits that beat inflation flat, even on a tight budget. Let's dive in. Habit 1. Track every dollar like a millionaire. Why? Because 80% of folks lose money without knowing where it goes. Use the 50/30/20 rule. 50% for needs like rent, basic necessities we can't do without. 30% for wants like dining out. 20% for savings or debt. This stops leaks. Cutting $200 monthly waste saves $2,400 a year. Free apps like Inab make it easy. Log expenses in 5 minutes daily. Millionaires track everything, and you can too. Start today to control your cash and build wealth. Habit 2. Slash one big expense to free up cash. Housing eats 29% of most budgets, per government data. Negotiate your rent. Call your landlord and ask for a $200 monthly discount. That's $12,000 saved over 5 years. On a home. Refinance your mortgage if rates drop, cutting payments by $150 a month. Not in housing. Target subscriptions or utilities. Cancel that $50 cable plan you barely use, or switch to a cheaper phone carrier. $40 monthly adds up to $480 a year. Pick one big cost, research deals, and act. For example, bundle internet and phone to save $30 monthly. This habit isn't about sacrifice. It's about smart cuts that fund your savings or investments. Start by auditing your biggest bill today. Call, negotiate, or switch. You'll keep more money to grow wealth, no matter how tight your budget feels against inflation's rise. Habit 3. Automate high-yield savings to grow wealth effortlessly. Regular bank accounts pay pennies, 0.01% interest, but high-yield accounts offer 4 to 5%. Saving $5,000 grows to $6,381 in 5 years with compound interest. Set up auto transfers. $100 monthly from your paycheck to a high-yield account. Banks like Ally, Marcus, or Discover are free to join, with no minimums. This habit puts savings on autopilot, so you don't spend it. For example, $50 weekly adds $2,600 yearly, growing to $3,300 in 5 years at 4%. Start small. Even $20 a month compounds. Check rates online. They fluctuate, but high yield always beats traditional accounts. This protects your money from inflation's bite while building a safety net. Open an account today, link your checking, and automate transfers. You'll watch wealth grow without thinking twice. Love these money tips? Subscribe now for weekly hacks to grow your wealth. Habit 4. Diversify your income streams. Inflation erodes your paycheck's value. Think of it as a slow leak in your financial bucket. To beat it, diversify your income streams. Relying on one job is risky. If inflation spikes to 7%, your salary's purchasing power shrinks unless it grows faster. Start a side hustle. Freelancing, tutoring, or selling digital products online can add $500 to $1,000 monthly. For example, platforms like Upwork show freelancers earning $20 to $50 per hour for skills like writing or design. Invest in passive income, like dividend stocks yielding 3 to 5% annually, to hedge against rising costs. Even renting out in used space via Airbnb can cover inflating rent. The key? Start small, reinvest earnings, and scale. Diversification spreads risk, like planting multiple crops to survive a drought. Track your progress monthly. Apps like Mint help. This habit isn't just extra cash, it's financial security. Habit 5. Invest in inflation-resistant assets. Cash in the bank loses value as inflation climbs. $10,000 today might buy $9,300 next year at 7% inflation. To outpace this, invest in assets that grow with or beat inflation. Stocks historically return 7 to 10% annually, outrunning inflation over time. Index funds like the S&P 500 are low-risk starters. Real estate is another winner. Property values often rise with inflation, and rental income adjusts upward. For example, a $200,000 rental property might yield $1,200 monthly, covering rising costs. Gold or commodities can hedge, too, though they're volatile. Start with what you can afford. Even $100 per month in a low-cost ETF compounds significantly. Use apps like Robinhood or Vanguard for easy access. The trick? Stay consistent and avoid panic selling during market dips. Think of it like planting a tree. Growth takes time, but beats inflation's erosion. Love these money tips? Subscribe now for weekly hacks to grow your wealth. Habit 6. Shop smart with bulk and timing. Inflation drives up everyday costs. Groceries rose 6.5% last year, pinching budgets. Shop smart to stretch your dollars, like a chess player planning moves ahead. Buy non-perishables in bulk. For example, a $50 bulk purchase of rice or canned goods saves 20 to 30% versus monthly buys. Use apps like Flip to find sales, timing purchases for discounts. Think Black Friday for household staples. Data shows 40% of shoppers overspend by not comparing prices. Stock up on essentials before predicted price hikes. Check inflation reports on sites like BLS.gov. Freeze perishables to extend savings. This habit isn't just frugality, it's outsmarting rising costs. For instance, buying in bulk saved one family $600 yearly on staples. Redirect those savings to investments or debt payoff. Start today. Pick one item to buy in bulk this week. Habit 7. Upskill for higher earnings. Inflation outpaces most raises. Average wages grow 3% yearly, while inflation hit 7% recently. To stay ahead, upskill to boost your earning power. Take online courses. Platforms like Coursera offer $100 to $500 programs in high-demand fields like coding or data analysis, where salaries often exceed $80,000. For example, learning Python can land freelance gigs at $30 per hour. Even free YouTube tutorials can teach marketable skills like digital marketing. Dedicate 5 hours weekly. In 6 months, you could pivot to a better job or side gig. Upskilling is like upgrading your financial engine. It powers you past inflation. Employers value adaptability, so certifications add leverage in negotiations. Track progress with a skill log to stay motivated. This habit builds long-term wealth, not just a quick fix. Love these money tips? Subscribe now for weekly hacks to grow your wealth. Inflation's a silent wealth killer, but you've got the tools to fight back. These 7 habits: budgeting, saving, diversifying income, investing wisely, cutting waste, upskilling, and staying proactive, build a financial fortress. Start small. Pick one habit today, like trimming $50 from your budget or investing $100 in an ETF. Over time, these steps compound, outpacing inflation's bite. Your wealth isn't just numbers, it's freedom. Subscribe now for weekly tips to grow your money and secure your future. Let's beat inflation together.